Hi, this is Doug, and I'm coming at you again today from Doug and Margie Fit in the Philippines, but Margie's not here again. We'll be putting some video up with us together because we're actually about to go to Makati again. And I wanted to give you a perspective of cost of living, that's what the video is about, and a perspective of living in the province as opposed to living in the city. So first let me give you some of the pros and cons of living in the province, okay? As you can see where I'm walking, it's a dirt road. I'm walking actually over this semi-open sewer line, so it smells. The roads are not kept up. You deal with that. But it is a lower cost of living here, despite dealing with the other stuff, your surroundings. Karaoke music, that's pretty much everywhere you go. Of course, in a high-end, expensive condo area, they don't allow that. But in a province, you can get away with anything. That's pretty much what it sums up to as far as provinces. They get away with everything. And the city, they're a little stricter. So, and one thing in the province I noticed, they only know one volume on karaoke, and that's full volume. I don't know why with stereos, it's just full volume. I think the knobs are turned full volume and then broke off at that point. So anyway, here's the homes, and I'm going to show you a home that's for sale up here. Homes rent in the province is 5,000 pesos to 10,000, 15,000, just depending on how extravagant you want to go, and in what style of house you're going to get, because they're going to ask you want American style or Filipino style. Filipino style means you're not having an American type of bathroom, or maybe your plumbing is not really up to snuff, or you don't have any finished ceilings. The walls maybe are finished, but the ceilings won't be. Whereas American style will have what you're used to in America. So that's part of it. The other part is even when you do have a place that's American style with American plumbing and bathrooms and stuff like that, in the province you're going to have issues with plumbing, with electric, with brownouts and everything like that. Much more so than you would in Makati or Manila, or in one of the modern cities around Manila that are going to offer more. The big condos have generators there, so they don't have brownouts. The city is much more modern and everything like that as far as the plumbing, so you don't have to deal with plumbing problems. So that's going to change. So here's the place that I was saying that's for sale, and you can see the sign that it's for sale right there. And it's still kind of a, let me see if I can give you a better view. It's still kind of a Filipino style house, but with some modern touches to it. I'm not going to go in there because I'm not the owner and I don't know the owner. So, those houses around here, probably in US dollars, would be around $20,000 maybe, or less, maybe even 10,000 if you can get a better deal for like 10,000. But that's pretty much what it is, about 10% of the cost for a house here. But you're almost better off, in a lot of ways you really are better off just renting, because you figure at 5,000 pesos a month, you're renting a place that's 150 a month. So to equate that rent cost into a purchase cost, how long would you live there to pay for that investment? You would have to live there for a long time, at least 10 years or more, where you would have, now if you want to have assets and leave something to your kids, or you want to have assets for yourself and maybe use that asset as a leverage or a future asset, maybe you're going to rent it later, sure, buy it, because you're going to get it, like I said, the cost here is roughly 10% the cost of houses in the United States. So that's just the rent, $5,000 or $150 a month. That's in the province. Now let's factor in how much is the rent in a condo in Makati or Manila, one of the modern areas of Manila. Makati is like the best place. If you're going to go to the city in the Philippines, you either go, well, downtown Cebu is, the city area of Cebu has modern condos. It really huge cities built up with these condos, and so does Cebu. Literally your whole city will be, and I'll do some video when I get to the city, will be nothing but condo after mall next to malls, and with restaurants thrown in between, and freeways thrown in between, but crowded streets. But it's literally condos on top of condos, and so you're in a very modernized city. Each condos has their own thing. Some of them literally are with every type of amenity you can think of, that has swimming pools, several pools, sometimes jacuzzis, gyms, recreation rooms with pool tables and ping pong tables, big banquet rooms. They have the condos. They really go overboard, and each condo is exquisite on its own. And if you search around, you could find that dream condo if that's what you're looking for, and it would be a fraction of the cost. You would get a condo like that for like 2 million or 3 million pesos, which is about, I don't know, $50,000 or something like that, or $80,000. It just depends. I mean, it goes from inexpensive, where you can find a bargain, all the way up to extravagant. But even if you got the extravagant condo that's let's say 10 million pesos, that's still only like $200,000, and that wouldn't even touch the price of a condo in Los Angeles, where I'm from, and many other cities. It wouldn't even come close to the price of the condos there. So you can factor it in that way. So anyway, I'm just taking another walk around so you guys can see the other houses and stuff around here. This city right here is literally next to the city proper, the main area of the city that has the outdoor market and everything like that. So as far as rural provinces, it's a medium-sized rural province, and a city like this it's a nice area to live if you want to live in a nice house and be able to walk everywhere, because you're right in the middle of it. As you can see, this street's done really nice, but you do, like I said, you do give up a lot of conveniences living out in an area like this, for the fact that you're not going to have any big stores here. There's not going to be a mall, there's not going to be a big store. You're going to have to go buy stuff at smaller local markets. And I mean, the prices are pretty much the same. I say the food prices here are the same as food prices in the US. I don't see a difference that much, unless you actually go and look for the deals. Go to the outdoor market, or go to the places where they buy the product for the outdoor market. Like, you can go an hour away to the city where there's like the market that sells to the outdoor market people, and you can get deals there. But if you're going to buy it here locally, the prices have gone up. As far as, hi, Merry Christmas to you. It's Christmas Day, you guys. Merry Christmas, and everybody's happy in the Philippines on Christmas Day. So the markets prices, I think, are about the same. What you save on is transportation costs. You save on services, any type you need to hire somebody or do something, anything related to services. The costs are, 1/10 the cost when it comes to that kind of stuff. So you can factor that in. And then let's look at utilities. As long as you don't have a plumbing problem and had a leak like I had, you could pay anywhere from like 300 to 400 pesos, which is like $8 or $10 for your water bill. And in the city, it's a little bit more, maybe about $20 for your water bill. So it is a little bit more. And then the electric is about 1,000 pesos, which is like $20, $25 here. which in the city it might be $40 for your electric bill. So the utilities and stuff like that is a lot less. About 50% less here than it is in the city, but even in the city, the utilities is a great discount. Hi. So that's kind of a rough overview of budgeting. I would say if you're going to live in the province, here's the bottom line. If you're going to live in the province, you want to have a base budget. Hi, Merry Christmas. You want to have a base budget of living in the province out in a city like this of around $1,000 to $1,500. If you're going to live in the city, I would say you want to have a base budget of at least $2,000 to $3,000 because let's face it, if you're in the city, you're going to be going to nice restaurants, you're going to want to do some of the nicer things. In Makati, you could take a taxi, get to the airport, and fly to any really nice beach resort within minutes. So I'm at my friend's store. Is she here? How about nobody's here? Okay. So I was coming to my friend's store again, and I wanted to say, you guys say hi to her, but she's not here. I'm just gonna pick up some sugar. This is like the only store that's open on Christmas Day. So these little stores like this are really convenient, and they're everywhere, and you can always find any little item that you need pretty inexpensively at one of these stores, because let's face it, they put everything in little small sachets, so you're spending 10 cents for a mini version of a shampoo or some soap or a little thing of candy or whatever you want. It's micro-sized instant coffee. So I'll come back here later and we'll talk more about budgets, I guess, and the difference of living in the city and living in the province.